Yo, what's going on, guys? This video we're going to be doing code part 2 from HackTheBox. This box is about solid easing. And yeah, let's get on to the video. As always, let's start by pinging the IP address. We do a ping count for 3, 410, 129, 232, 59. We do get a response back from the server, some server mmap scan. So do mmap mySSC for default scripts as enumeration. What's kind of ports on IP? Doing this, I'll do my verbose. We have a port 22 open for port SSH for port 22. And this seems like that is the only port discovered so far. I'm gonna start doing a netcat mysenv to make sure that this is pretty sure this is gonna be port 22 open for SSH. And you'll see the banner that we do have this for Ubuntu as the distribution, as well as SSH for OpenSSH 8.2 P1. We also do have port 8000 for TCP. I'm guessing it's going to be a HTTP server. So I'll do this for 8000. We do get a page for welcome CodePartTwo. Again, looking at the mmap scan, we have port 22 open for SSH. You see that mmap does grab the banner, so that's why it is matching for Ubuntu as a distribution for Linux. Also, port 8000 open for HTTP. This is running a Unicorn 20.0.4. So look at this. We do have a login register and a downloaded app. So let's go to register. I'm just going to do this as proxy programmer, and I'll do the same thing for the password as well. Go to register, username and password. And here we do have, we can run some code and also save code as well. We'll try to do var x is equal to 16. Go to run code. And we do get 16 for the output. So if we can actually run code, we'll see if we can run like a reverse shell under here and see if it does get us a connect back. Before doing that, let's log out. I did see a download app here. Let's go to download app. We do have an app.zip. So I'm going to copy a link location. So I'm just going to wget this link. Do we have? So we're just going to this copy from this is not going directly, it's not a direct download, it's going to a /downloads. So I'll go to downloads, and we did have this as app.zip, so we'd copy that to our directory. Let's go to unzip for app.zip, and we do have a app directory. Let's look at this app.py. We do have some code here. We do have a Flask server, which is running. Do we have port 8000 under here as the port? See if we can grep out for 8000. We don't have 8000 under here, but we do have this running locally on 127.0.0.1. And this is just basically a app.run for the host. We also have the app.route /run _ code. Let's look at the requirements.txt. We do have Flask 3.0.3, Flask, also JSPY6PY for 0.74. This we can find an exploit for this JSPY. We do have a CV 2024, which basically allows remote code execution and using this module. Since this is in the requirements.txt, most likely it's going to be using in the app.py. Go to that app.py. We will see that it is using that JSPY or JS2PY. Search up for GitHub. We have this Python escape. Let's go to Cyber Warrior. So we do have a exploit.go written in Go and as well as in Bash. So we have an example session here. They just specify the IP, the port, which is going to be our Kali box, as well as this run _ code. I believe this is the same thing that we found under here for the main path for the app.route, which is run _ code. And it's also a post request as well, which is going to send our app.route for run_code, right, as a post request or post method. So I'm just going to git clone this repository. Let's see if this will work. Let's go back. I'm going to git clone this repository. C2JS, we'll do Python 3, or let's do chmod plus x for exploit.sh. If we run this exploit.sh, we have target URL. Shows running on port 8000 for run_code. We do have my IP address. We do have config 10.10.15.163, port 9001. And we don't have our listener. Let's do all our wrap. I believe we need to specify do 9001. We do get a shell, we do ID. Now under app, we do a bash -i. We'll do export term is equal to xterm. We do ID, and now under app. So I'm gonna do sudo -cell. We do need a tty. We don't have py. Maybe we can try this with Python, Python 2, or just Python. We don't have Python. Let's try Python 2. And we need to install Python 2 as well. And sorry, we can just skip that. So we do have an app.py instance. I'm going to go into this instance. We do have a users.db. I'm going to do a strings against users.db. Instead of transferring and starting a Python server using SQLite to dump out the databases or to dump out the tables, I'm just going to do a strings under here. So you'll see my user under here for proxy programmer. We do have maybe a user as a Marco. So we can do else my slay against home. We do have Marco. We can also confirm this with /bash or password. We can grep out for bash. We have a total of 3 users for Marco and app. So we do have a user as Marco. I'm going to copy his hash here. Before cracking, let's run this with the rainbow table. So you can just go to a crack station. Specify the bus. Can verify, crack hashes. And we do have the password as this. So I'm going to open up my text editor. We do have this as the password as Marco. We do have port 22 open for SSH. Port 22 open for SSH. So I'm going to SSH into Marco. Marco at 10. We do have the IP address for and we do have the password. We do ID. And now under Marco, I'm going to start running a sudo -cell. So it seems like we can run a np backup CLI. I'll do smySLA. We should have a config file in here. So I'll do an npbackup.conf. So it seems like this is all that this script is doing, or this config file is doing a backup against a path. You'll see this against home, app, and app, which is the main document root for that Flask app. We'll create a backup under here. So copy a np backup. We'll do np backup for new.conf. And we're going to be using this conf backup to create a backup and successfully dump any contents within the file. So I'm going to use nano since I'm on a server. Do np backup new for conf. Let's change, instead of home, we'll change this to /root. And now we can head this out. And we should have our path for /root. So we'll do sudo -cell. We'll copy the path. sudo -u for root. We'll do -c for our, we're going to start our new config file now. We do -b, -f. This will run our backup as /root. So now we can do a -dump for any of the backups that we do have. So you specify -c for the config file, and also -dump for any files that we want to dump under that /root that we do have. So do root.txt. So now we do have the root flag. Instead of getting the root flag, let's see if we can get some keys under id_sa. And now we do have the private key for root. So I'm going to VI into id_sa. Right quit. We'll do chmod 700 for id_sa. We'll do SSH into root at 127. Since we're going to do this locally, 127.00.1 -i for id_sa. We do id, now under root, and we can cat our root.txt. Well guys, if you're interested in the video, don't like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.